6 centuries can feel like an ocean of time, yet in places like Viana, history does not live only in books or monuments. It breathes in the streets, the stone walls, and the memories passed down from generation to generation. When Princess Leonor arrives in Navarra, bearing the title Princess of Viana, she does so with a responsibility rooted in that long history. The creation of this title in the 15th century was not merely an act of royal ceremony. It was a deliberate symbol of continuity and unity between the crown and the kingdom of Navarra. Today, as she takes her first steps in this role, her presence reminds us that traditions, when preserved with respect, can act as bridges across centuries. The title itself carries layers of meaning. In its origins, it represented a bond of trust, a connection between territories that sought stability and a shared identity. To inherit it is to step into a line of heirs who were called not only to honor their family, but to embody the aspirations of a people. Princess Leonor does not wear the title as an ornament. She inherits it as a duty, as a living expression of a pact first imagined by King Charles Roman III of Navarra. By carrying this legacy, she embodies the story of a nation that has endured wars, reconciliations, cultural exchanges, and the shaping of a modern Spain. When the people of Viana look at their new princess, they are not only welcoming a young royal, they are witnessing history being handed to the next generation. Her youth, combined with the weight of 600 years of tradition, symbolizes a balance between the endurance of heritage and the renewal of leadership. The continuity of the title tells a story of resilience, that the ideals of loyalty, service, and unity have not weakened with time, but instead grown stronger through repetition and remembrance. In Navarra, where languages, customs, and traditions coexist, the title has always carried the meaning of inclusion. The Princess of Viana stands as a reminder that Spain's identity has never been uniform, but rather a mosaic enriched by diversity. To inherit the title is to accept that responsibility, to protect unity while respecting difference, to honor heritage while embracing change. Princess Leonor's presence here reflects the enduring truth that history is not static. It evolves, and she becomes part of that evolution. Every time a new heir has carried the title, the story has been retold, and today it is her turn. Her first official visit as Princess of Viana transforms an old tradition into a living one. It reassures the people of Navarra that their history is remembered, their place in the crown respected, and their legacy safe in the hands of a new generation. The title is no longer a distant relic. It is a living bond, renewed through her presence, her service, and her promise to continue the legacy of continuity that began so many centuries ago. The power of a single moment lies in how it connects what came before with what is yet to come, and Princess Leonor's first visit to Navarra as Princess of Viana embodies precisely that connection. Standing in Viana, she is not simply looking back at 6 centuries of history, nor is she only looking forward to her future role. She is positioned at the meeting point of past, present, and future. This symbolic role gives her presence a weight that goes beyond formality. It makes her a bridge across time, linking the heritage of her ancestors with the responsibilities of her generation. The past surrounds her in this city, where every church, plaza, and stone tells a story of those who once carried the same title. By acknowledging that legacy, Leonor shows that the crown is not detached from history, but deeply anchored in it. Yet, what makes this moment significant is that she does not remain confined to what has been. Her task is to inherit without being imprisoned by tradition, to respect the past while translating its meaning for the world she is growing into. The continuity of monarchy depends not on repetition, but on renewal, and her youth symbolizes that renewal. In the present, her role is also one of listening and learning. She comes to Navarra not only as a figure of ceremony, but as a young leader who must understand the realities, challenges, and aspirations of her people. This moment is not about imposing a vision, but about forming one, through contact, dialogue, and experience. It is in these early steps, marked by humility and openness, that she begins to weave a connection with the present life of the communities she represents. The values of service and unity, which her title demands, cannot exist in abstraction. They must be lived out daily in how she relates to her people. Looking ahead, the future shines with both opportunity and responsibility. Princess Leonor does not yet reign, but she prepares herself to assume one day the immense duty of representing Spain and ensuring continuity. Her generation faces challenges vastly different from those her ancestors knew: globalization, digital transformation, climate change, and new questions of identity and belonging. To be the bridge between past and future means she must carry forward timeless values: dignity, loyalty, unity, while adapting them to serve the needs of a rapidly changing society. Her commitment to training, to service, and to embracing the challenges ahead reveals how seriously she takes this responsibility. In this way, Leonor embodies the living thread that binds together centuries of history with the unfolding present and the hopes of tomorrow. Her visit to Viana is not only ceremonial but symbolic of this deeper truth, that leadership is not fixed in time but flows like a river, carrying with it the memories of the past, the responsibilities of today, and the promise of the future. Unity is never built in silence. It is woven through relationships, gestures of service, and the recognition of shared dignity. That is why Princess Leonor's visit to Navarra, under the title of Princess of Viana, carries a meaning that goes far beyond protocol. It is not simply a matter of tradition, but a reaffirmation of the crown's bond with this land and its people. By being present here, Leonor demonstrates that monarchy is not a distant institution, but one rooted in dialogue, respect, and the willingness to serve. Navarra has always been a land of diversity, where languages, customs, and traditions have existed side by side. This coexistence has shaped its identity, giving it richness and strength. To come as Princess of Viana is to honor that reality and to embody the idea that unity does not erase differences, but embraces them. Leonor's role, from this very first visit, is to show that the crown's duty is to preserve this balance, ensuring that the many voices of Navarra find resonance within the broader harmony of Spain. Her presence is a gesture of recognition that Navarra's contribution is essential and its heritage is inseparable from the national story. Service is another dimension of this responsibility. A title like Princess of Viana is not meant to elevate an individual above others, but to remind her of the responsibility to dedicate herself to the people. Leonor's role is defined not by privilege but by duty, and that duty begins here, among those who receive her with respect and expectation. In her youth, she carries the promise that service is not outdated but vital, that monarchy is relevant precisely when it works to be close to its people, to understand their struggles and to represent their hopes. The relationship between the crown and Navarra is one that has been shaped over centuries. It has endured moments of conflict and reconciliation, and it has grown stronger through mutual recognition. For Princess Leonor to begin her journey here, accompanied by their majesties, is to reinforce that this bond is alive and enduring. Each visit, each act of presence, each gesture of humility strengthens the trust that is the foundation of unity. Trust cannot be inherited, it must be built. That is the work she begins now. In the streets of Viana, people see not only a princess but also the embodiment of continuity, of a future that values tradition yet looks forward with responsibility. Her role is to cultivate this relationship, to deepen it through years of service and commitment, and to prove that unity between Navarra and the crown is not symbolic alone, but lived out in shared values. In doing so, she confirms that the monarchy's role is not distant but close, not static but alive, sustained by the ongoing relationship between the princess and the people she is called to serve.